Alright everybody, welcome in. This is going to be another Stormgate cast, and I'm Algorithmore. And this is going to be another cast from the Tavern's Cup. Tavern's Mug. I'm sorry about that, I forgot to put my overlay on, but now it's up. This will be the Tavern's Mug Tournament. And this is going to be a game on Furious Resolve featuring in the blue here, this is NoveaStar. And her opponent in the red infernal, and she's about to scout him out. This is Snoxtar. And NoveaStar, she sees that this looks like... was that the shrine first? I think it was. A shrine first, into a conclave, into a vault, and she's trying to be as annoying as she can. Gets a couple different skulls off, and there's the Hexen back from Snoxtar to chase her away. And Snoxtar didn't lose any imps there. Did have to turn, yeah, oh, it did a little trick with the farm. Turned that imp into a farm. Cancelled it to get the minerals back. By that, of course, I mean Luminite. But, wanted to get that imp back on the Therium, I guess. Which makes sense. You do need a farm eventually. But maybe with this build that Snoxtar has... They're both at 15 of 15 right now. But once that shrine comes online, boom. Now we see some units popping out. So that seems like that was intended by Snoxtar. Meanwhile, NoveaStar, pardon me here. She's got a vault on the way. Also some imps mining Therium. And she's got her conclave out. She's also got a finished second base. And it looks like she's going for a quick third. Let's call it a third, but it's on the double Therium. And we see another production building, a conclave going down at her ramp, at her choke there. Not quite a ramp. And more production going down for Snoxtar. Nope, that's a farm, actually. He's finally going for a farm. Oh, and he's got a... Oh, this is Novea's farm. And ooh, that's not going to be good, as she's going to lose that to Snoxtar, who got here for creeping first. And wow, Snoxtar pumped out another round of a Brute and 2 Gaunts, and they're going to get over here very quickly. There's also an Imp positioned to take a third base here. There's almost enough mineral luminite for that. There it goes down. While these units are going to try and take out the Shadow Mastiffs. And the rest of the units are showing up. Nope, they're already headed somewhere else. So Snoxtar's got some kind of split unit creeping strategy here. Well, actually, I say that, but now it looks like they are going to come together for this Shadow Demon Vision Camp. Shadow Demons are a little bit tankier, harder units to take down, so that makes a lot of sense to me. And we are going to either get some aggression here, or he's going to go take the other Vision Camp. But it looks like by these Fiends that they're heading here. Now there is a Magmadon out for NoveaStar already. And that's going to be useful against some of these units, but all these units, there's a lot of units coming in. And a nice attempt at the Nightfall Infestation there, but Snoxtar does dodge away. And both of them split brutes. And wisely, I think Novea is pulling back to her effigy, but also to the safety of her reinforcements. The second Magmadon's out. And I think Snoxtar wants her to fight out here in the open. And for the moment, is kind of taunting her a little bit. Every time she turns around to pull back, he turns to re-engage her. And then she put on the retreating tramples, which when you're being chased like that, if you cause your Magmadons to trample, then any fiends or something that are trying to get on them are going to start taking the damage. And often that means they're going to pull back. Now Novea's chasing Snoxtar back to his base, but he's gone and made some fiends come around. And they're going to find this base right here, and they're already on top of these imps. And the army is trying to chase Snoxtar all the way back. The Fiends did get a few imps, a couple more splitting off. Gaunts are probably going to clean those up. But now it's going to be Mag versus Mag. We got 3 Mags of NoveaStar versus the 1 Mag of Snoxtar, and it goes down. Another Mag shows up, but we're now down to only 1 Mag remaining. Another really good trample there from Snoxtar, and it's battle of the Mags and the tramples. Both of them trying to get some good clutch, but I do think there's just enough Gaunts here that we see the final Magmadon going down for NoveaStar, and she's now retreating. Snoxtar's now the one who's chasing. He's got Fiends in the lead, and they're going to take these few weak Gaunts out. And will any of them make it home? One of them turns to fight, but these other Fiends who are on the attack, they're able to come and get a little bit of a flank and body block. And now there's not much left here for NoveaStar. She does get a Manifest Shroudstone down. And Snoxtar, instead of going for blood, is going to look for another base, something maybe a little softer to take out. And we get an engagement here, Mag versus Mag. And both of them are trying to get their Mags on top of the squishy other units. And that's a huge surround, actually, from Snoxtar. The Fiends, usually kind of weak against the Magmadon, managing to catch it in its vulnerable state. Another good Nightfall Infestation, but there's just too much DPS here. And those units are taken out. And that's GG from NoveaStar. Alright, we're going to be back at it. And this is once again going to be another game starring in the blue here, NoveaStar. And her opponent in the red. This is Snoxtar. And maybe while we're watching some Hexen Scout out here, I'll mention I have noticed NoveaStar started to stream lately. I think she may have streamed before, but she's back at it. Go check her out. Under the same ID, I believe, on Twitch. Very similar. She might have a small difference. And if you're looking for Infernal streams, which I always am, now you know of another one. Snoxtar makes it all the way here and actually grants NoveaStar a little bit of a scout, because as he's teleporting back, got the Skull of Sheta on, and now that meant that NoveaStar basically got to see the production buildings, got to see the shrine as the Hexen started moving out again. And this Hexen's keen on trying to get healed up, so she runs out and gets the cabbage to get her back up to full. Farm, I assume. Nice, well-positioned farm here. Little gap. I like to have little gaps for my farm too. Why? Because then the Fellhogs can run through. If someone's over here and the Fellhogs spawned on this side, if you have a full wall, it's harder for the Fellhogs to get through. And of course, you're thinking, well, maybe units can run through there. Well, Fellhogs can block them in there too. And that's also a good place to just put your brute. So Snoxtar, with that little defensive farm there, also with his one production building each, has produced 1 round or 1 charge of each and is ready to get creeping. And NoveaStar going for the Mushroom Shrine and the clutch early Ritual Chamber here. Now that's the first 50 Therium, it looks like. So that's one of these Plague Axe rushes. We've got another Conclave going down. That's going to mean extra charges. Oh, so she does pump out 1 round, and that might be because she knows she's going to have enough Therium, thank you Mushroom Shrine, to start her Plague Axes as soon as she needs it. And let's maybe take a quick look here. As the Ritual Chamber finishes, yes, immediately Plague Axe is started. So that's what she's looking for here, is an early Plague Axe timing. Another, even more forward Conclave going down. And now she's just trying to get that Luminite income to support some Gaunt production. Meanwhile, though, Snoxtar's already been out on the map and has creeped 2 camps. This is one of the problems with the sort of delayed... it's a Plague Axe rush, but you delay your creeping so you can get a lot of Fiends out of it. And so far, she's starting to get some of those Fiends jacked as Snoxtar's taken this base. And she's still waiting here. Is that Plague Axe just finishes. which is actually really good for her in this battle. She's got Plague Axes. Snoxtar does not, I assume. I haven't checked. I wonder if Snoxtar just noticed there, like, whoa, she's got Plague Axes up. This is not the right time to take the battle. He pulls back, because he did have a lot of units, and he had lost all his fiends. Or maybe not, maybe the two got away. Let's check his Plague Axe timing. Is it done already? It is done, so maybe he had it already, I'm not sure. I mean, she did kind of rush it, so... It's a fast research, so... Oh, it's not clear who's going to get that one. Now, she's going for Plague Axes. Oh, we got a Nightfall Infestation catching 5 Gaunts, and then there's a Magmadon on top of them, getting some really good stomps. I'm a poet, and I don't know it. Magmadon rushes away. I think got some good kills there. Gaunts pull back, and we see an FG going down to extend that shroud to help ensure that while they're in that defensive position, they can get their white health back. And a little bit of a creeping journey here. We saw the white health get regened on the tanking Magmadon. That was from eating a fiend. And eating a fiend in that case is actually a really good transfer of hit points. Fiend is, what? Let's see here, 50, I believe. 50 hit points total if it has full white health. But the Magmadon's white health is 120. You eat a Fiend, you get 120 health back. Definitely worth it. Definitely worth it. Even better if you're on the defensive and you can eat a Fellhog, because those things are even more free. Fiends are kind of free a lot of the time, but Fellhogs are even more free. Speaking of Fiends, there's a few trying to do a run by here, but it looks like they ran into the ramp of Novea, and she had a good defensive force there. Her own Magmadon out, along with her Plague Axe Gaunts. And it looks like Snoxtar might be looking to do a little damage here, but NoveaStar is going to come meet him on the ramp, and does get a couple good pot shots off there. But decides to want to pull back and fight on her shroud so that she can get her Plague Axes activated. Most of her DPS is going to be coming from those Gaunts. Both of them have a very similar kind of composition. Although we're now starting to see here an extra Magmadon from Snoxtar, but we get a Weaver from NoveaStar. That's actually going to allow her to lash in one of those mags and might be able to get a quick early kill on it. Could make a difference. Another Weaver following. So she does reclaim this Vision Tower. Snoxtar's retreated to his speed camp. I like how he's got his little mags in there. That way they're going to be nice and speedy whenever they're needed here to rush out and maybe engage with NoveaStar. Then he's got his Hellborn on the high ground. And Gaunts spread into a concave. It's like he's ready for this attack. He's even pulled his mags back. I think he's trying to bait her in. Bait her up the ramp. And she's definitely falling for it. So she moves up the ramp. And then look as everything kind of rushes in. And huge tramples from the Magmadons that were hiding in the speed camp, remember. And they get through all those Magmadon, all those Gaunts. So many Gaunts go down. And that was a very decisive win for Snoxtar there. And NoveaStar is going to try and prepare for defense, but she knows it's over, so she calls GG.